Welcome to CityView. I'm your host, Leslie Sopko. In this episode, we'll take a look at a new law affecting everyone on the roadway. We'll also give you a sneak peek of what will become Austin's largest solar rooftop system. But first, here's some other City of Austin news. During that very cold weather we had recently, Austin Energy set a new peak demand record for winter electricity use. The record was set January 8th between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning. That means that during that hour, the amount of electricity being used by Austin Energy customers peaked at the highest level ever during a winter month in Austin. The peak was about 1,950 megawatts. However, the peak did not put a strain on the Austin Energy system. The summer peak record set last June was almost 1,000 megawatts higher. A public campaign is underway to help make Austin's roads safer. In October, the Austin City Council passed what's known as the 3-foot safe passing law. This law protects vulnerable road users, such as pedestrians and cyclists, by setting a safe passing distance of 3 feet for cars and small trucks, or 6 feet for heavy-duty trucks and commercial vehicles. The Public Works Department is working with Austin Police to make sure the law is enforced. For more, let's go to Bicycle Program Manager Anique Baudet and Austin Police Commander Stephen Baker.
The City of Austin decided to pass a 3-foot passing law to expand upon what it means to share the road. That concept has been out there for a long time, but with the passing of this 3-foot law, it really helps to define for Austin residents what that means. The 3-foot passing law protects vulnerable users, and that is defined by the city ordinance as pedestrians, including runners, bicyclists, those using a motorcycle or a moped, persons in wheelchairs, and any other person that has legitimate work in the roadway, such as construction workers or maintenance workers.
Basically, this is just going to, like any other violation that we observe and that the officers write citations for, it's going to be officer discretion, and it's going to be up to the court system if they determine the 3-foot violation has occurred. And basically what we're telling our officers is that if you feel like that pedestrian can reach out and touch the vehicle that's next to them, then that would be a violation. That's about 3 feet.
The most important thing for folks to remember in the City of Austin about the 3-foot passing law would be that it goes two ways. It's up to the motorists to be aware and pass with care, and that means changing lanes most of the time, but it also can mean passing in the same lane if you have that arm's length.
The most important thing for both pedestrians and the bicycle riders to do is to obey the laws themselves, to obey the traffic laws, to be as safe as they can, stay as far to the right of the road as possible.
The vulnerable user, whether it's the bicyclist, the runner, the person in a wheelchair, the construction worker, also has a responsibility to be aware of their surroundings and move over and give the vehicle the most opportunity to have that arm's length when passing.
This is a safety issue for both pedestrians, bicyclists, and cars. That's the only thing we're concerned about, is that the people drive safely, and both the pedestrians and the bicyclists and the cars be concerned about people's safety.
Those who break the law could face fines up to $500. If you'd like to learn more, visit the Public Works website at cityofaustin.org/publicworks or call 974-7142. Now it's time to send it over to Larry Schooler for an update on the most recent City Council meeting.
New jobs could be headed to Austin as the City Council approves an incentives package for Hanger Orthopedics. The medical technology company is expected to bring at least 133 jobs to Austin in its first year. In exchange for that and other investments, the city will provide a $50,000 economic development grant annually for 10 years. Meanwhile, Council authorized sidewalk and ramp improvements east of I-35 and north of Martin Luther King Boulevard. The work performed will also include new driveways, handrails, and retaining walls to make the area fully accessible and in compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act. Council approved new playground equipment for the Ditmar Recreation Center in South Austin, replacing the aging equipment there. Council also agreed to move forward on contracts with local organizations to provide services for Austin's homeless, including mental health and substance abuse rehabilitation. Finally, Council decided to ask for additional community input on a proposed density bonus program. The program is designed to bring affordable housing, open space, and other community benefits in exchange for buildings with more density than current code allows. Stay tuned for ways you can make your voice heard on that subject. In all, Council considered 58 items at its January 28th meeting. The next meeting is February 4th. For CityView, I'm Larry Schooler.
Thanks, Larry. The U.S. Census Bureau is recruiting thousands of applicants to apply for 2010 census jobs. Accurate census data is critical to the amount of federal funding Austin receives for many programs, including those that support housing needs and schools. That's why it's critical that all Austin residents participate. The 2010 census temporary positions offer paid training and a flexible work schedule up to 40 hours a week. To apply for these jobs, please call 866-861-2010 or visit 2010censusjobs.gov. The City of Austin is testing a revolutionary thin-film solar product at the Austin Water Utilities Glen Bell Service Center in Southeast Austin. I had the opportunity to see the new solar technology up close. Take a look. The Austin Water Utilities Glen Bell Service Center will soon become home to Austin's largest solar rooftop installation. Almost 950 solar panels are being glued directly onto 22,000 square feet of roof space. This is the first time Austin is using thin film technology.
The unisolar modules are actually a laminate that adheres directly to the TPO roof. And so it's like a one big sticker.
According to Austin Energy, the 136 kilowatt system will produce enough power to provide electricity to 17 average-sized homes in Austin each year.
Most of the installations in the city are residential rooftops, and they range between 2 and 3 kilowatts. So this system is several times bigger than that at 136.
Once the installation is complete, Glen Bell will receive around 30% of its power from solar energy and is expected to save as much as $17,000 on electric bills each year.
This fits into our plan on responding to climate change, responding to becoming more energy efficient.
The lightweight panels are easy to install and take up less space than traditional rack-mounted modules. Because they lay flat, they can operate during high wind conditions and can capture sunlight longer.
So you can actually walk on the material, hail can hit the material, and nothing's ever going to damage it.
This latest solar installation is part of the city's overall strategic plan to increase the use of renewable energy in Austin. Austin Energy is managing the project in partnership with the Austin Water Utility and Texas Solar Power Company.
This is complementary to the solar rebate program because this is part of what we call Solar for Cities initiative and putting solar systems on city buildings to help reduce operating costs and also to gain experience with new technologies such as this.
Austin Energy will monitor the new system to see how well it performs compared to rack-mounted systems. To date, 30 City of Austin buildings and 28 schools have solar installations through Austin Energy's highly successful solar program. And moving on to other tech news, a community symposium was recently held to discuss ways to get all Austinites involved in the use of digital technology. Austin City Council member Laura Morrison welcomed event attendees, and here are some of the highlights.
I think the city has done some great work in partnering, for instance, with Austin Freenet to augment those skills and to provide Wi-Fi access to folks that might not otherwise have it.
We are making choices about what technology we use every day. We're helping to further democracy, and we're helping to make sure that people are able to produce and understand and share information. And we're keeping democracy going. As you're helping others to learn technology or to develop technology, or as we talk to each other in the room today, that we are the faces of community technology.
Here's a great opportunity for Austinites looking to meet the next Einstein of Central Texas. Judges and volunteers are needed for the Austin Energy Regional Science Festival coming up February 24th through the 27th at Palmer Events Center. It's the largest of 20 regional science fairs in Texas that determine which students will advance to the state science fair. More than 3,500 elementary, middle, and high school students will be showing off some pretty interesting science projects. The deadline to register as a judge or volunteer is February 13th. Judges at the middle and high school levels should have a background in science and/or math. Contact Ingrid Weigand at 972-9521 to sign up or visit sciencefest.austinenergy.com. And that's all for this episode of CityView. I'm your host, Leslie Sopko. Come back to see us. Our next episode is February 12th at the same time. Thanks for watching.